how's about I give you an overlay to put at the top of the screen as well?
Well, that sounds complicated. How about we just start the game?
Alright, fair enough.
I'm already set up.
Alright,
Yeah.
do you want to count us in?
Yeah. Ready, guys?
Yep.
All right. 89, 88, 87, 86. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Can I ask what you said at 88?
Yeah. Hey, don't be reading anything
Wow.
into that. That's
Wow. Oh man.
that's
Are we...
tough.
Oh man. This is...
Wait, what happened?
What do you mean?
What's the man, oh man?
Was
You don't
that
know
was
what
that
88
an
stands for? That's like...
unintentional
That's the
Nazi
Nazi
comment
thing,
about an
right?
unintentional 88 comment being misinterpreted? Wow. That's like
Wait, did you...
That's like 4 levels of political correctness going on all at once. I'm confused.
It's so meta.
It's very meta. The meta commentating in this is just outstanding. Jonoman
yeah.
did get his main race this time. He is Protoss. He's up at 11 o'clock, which is awesome. Cambium is Zerg, and since he showed just how powerful he is with Zerg in Game 2, he should be set up just fine here to take the series.
Well, his strategy is going to be so much more effective in the ZVP matchup. Like, this, like, lurkers, like, muta harass into lurkers, then mass hydra, that's textbook ZVP, pretty much. So, I mean, he'll be fine. And, the only issue here is Jonoman has to play a PvZ from the point of random, which is a real pain in the ass. Because, you know, he's putting the gateway inside his base. He's going to be, you know, just annoyed that he doesn't get to Forge FE. At least I would, but...
That's because you only know one
think
build, so...
Exactly, I'm just like a, you know, build copying scrub or whatever. But, yeah, Cambium gonna get his first sight of the probe here with his Overlord, so he's gonna know that he's playing ZVP. Looks like he's going for a 12 hatch as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of risky though, considering like the last game was like a BBS. To just man up in 12 hatch, that's pretty manly.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I know, but he's got a game to spare, so he might as well. If he feels his
fair enough.
strength is going into the late game, he might as well do his best to get there. And if he loses to some crappy rush, then so be it.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, Jonoman getting the scout. Going for a Zealot first, dropping a second pylon, so pretty sort of safe, standard build here. I would have sort of preferred, I think, to have the core down earlier, and just to be like, well, you know, I'll just tech as fast as, you know, humanly possible, instead of worrying about trying to harass, but the early Zealot could potentially do some damage here if Cambium doesn't make, you know, the normal sort of set of 6 lings that you would get early in the game normally.
Well, he's not going to have Larva for 6. He'll have Larva for 4. His Overlord is going to see that Zealot, so he'll know what's up.
Yeah. He does have a lot of money though, like, is he
He's probably going for
not
the third
realizing
hatch.
he's sticking on the base? Like,
He's going for the...
like normally as you'd get a third hatchery, like, before your gas, but...
the highly coveted
Yeah.
third hatchery after gas. Maybe not. Anyway, that Zealot walked the whole way across the map,
straight
didn't
into the
see
lair.
anything, and then turned around and went home. So, good stuff.
He probably just want to free Cambium out, you know, make him make the lings and then not get anything out of them, you know.
Is he not just getting a second zealot before he goes in, so he can take 2?
Well, he's taking those Zealots home.
Both of them are going home, I guess. Oh well.
Yeah, just a bit of a feint. Grabbing a Stargate back in his base, so it's going to be a Corsair opening. Second gateway as well, so
And there's the extra hatch.
yeah, it's a bit late though. It's not going to be all that useful in boosting his economy before his tech comes up, so yeah, I don't particularly like how late that was, and it doesn't actually help SimCity either. Like that just kind of, I mean, I guess it does a little bit, but he could have put it like an angle and then chucked a building in between it to make a nice sort of wall, and chuck some slungans behind it. And I reckon it's going to be like Corsair Speedlot. with the Citadel coming down as well. Or course, actually no, Corsair DT makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
Fingers crossed.
But I mean, Cambium should be fairly prepared for that. He did get a good scout on it, so he should know what's coming up. And he'll be able to just put down defenses at his natural and defend his base that way. But these Corsairs are coming out pretty quickly, and he doesn't have anything to actually shoot air, so he's definitely
He
going to
doesn't
lose a
have the
couple of
Evo
votes.
chamber.
Well, he's got a Hydralisk Den up at his natural, so he should,
On its way, yeah, it's just a
it's
finish.
just finished.
And
So he'll-
Spire is coming up in his main.
Yeah. See, I don't know why that Spire was so late, or why doesn't have a second gas. He's just getting it for the Scourge, but I don't know. Everything seems like it's in slow motion. It's just because of my 500
as soon
APM
as Corsairs come
observing.
out,
Alright, and yeah, he's got a few Hydralisks out now, so the rest of these Overlords should be fine. Looks like Jonoman's just going to go ahead and expand. He has speed on the way, so yeah, it's going to be sort of a Corsair Speedlord expand build, I guess. It's kind of weird because the Speedlords kind of can lose some of their, potency if you don't have a big group of them. And if the Hydras outnumber the Speedlords, then it's a pretty bad situation all around. Without sort of, Storm or something to back that up. He's dropping the Templar Archives now, but Storm's going to be fairly late if Cambium does decide to go for some sort of bust here, but looks like he's being fairly defensive.
I'm still kind of bewildered that he's only built, or that he seems only to want to build a single Corsair. Like, I guess I just assumed that the Stargate is worth so much you'd want more.
It's all about the scouting, basically. Once you get the scout, you can basically be like, yeah, I don't have much else to do. So looks like he's going to come in for attack here. Only one Sunken and a few Hydralisks here to defend. If he can get a good position on those Zealots, he might be able to do some good damage here, but
Yeah, that's nice.
the drones are glitching pretty nicely, yeah.
Yeah, and the drones. Goodness me, that is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, like he'll lose a couple of drones, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not an awful lot. Although the Corsair is picking up Overlords in the background, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, he only killed one Overlord though, and that's extremely good for Zerg because he can just go and expand right away now because Jonoman's just getting his second Nexus started. So
Yeah. Dropping a few cannons there to help defend. Still doesn't have Storm on the way. He has a lot of gas. I feel like he should be spending that.
seems like to be a reoccurring theme in this series.
The gas
Yeah.
problem.
The gas
Too
problem.
much gas seems to be exactly the right amount.
And looks like Cammy wants to put the pressure back on, but with only like 5 Hydras here, or 6 Hydras, he's really not going to be able to do all that much. Especially against all these cannons.
Yeah, see, he just
So
hatched another
he's
group
got a
of
DT
Hydras.
on the way as well.
Yeah, he's a DT and a High Templar on the way. Still no
And a High
Storm.
Templar.
Yeah, this lack of Storm is quite disturbing.
Just started it now. He's going to need to get a couple more gateways going too. Here's want to know my pet
Yeah,
peeve. 1, 2,
definitely.
3, 4, 7 mineral patches at the expansion, 8 at your base. He transfers more than half of his probes to his natural expansion. His base isn't even close. Main isn't close to saturated. His natural's totally saturated, but it has less minerals. Why would you do that?
The single DT drives away all the Hydras. Also, I have no idea why you would do that.
Just but
You're right, it's weird.
The best part is he's still building them as natural and not at all. He's just started his main again.
and
So yeah, that single DT was a good call from Jonoman there. Cambium sort of neglecting to get his Overlords in position, and that potential bust just kind of fizzled out.
he does have
almost
Overlord
instantly there.
speed now though, so that's a one-trick pony there.
Yeah, but he's given himself the time to get Storm.
Yeah.
And with Storm basically done, and 3 High Templar, there's pretty much no way he's going to bust that with pure Hydra, unless it's, just ridiculously overwhelming numbers. And the Expo coming up at the mineral only for Cambium. I don't know how much I like that. Going for the mineral only, when you have map control, you may as well just go for the, gas expansion. Because, why bother taking a mineral only Expo in ZVP? At least early on. Like, it feels like a waste.
Mm,
compared to
I don't
the
know.
control that gas can give you. But then again, it seems like Cambium doesn't really like hive tech, so he probably values mineral only bases a bit more
Well,
than
he's also
people
picking
do.
up ventral sacks to go with his new Metallic Carapace, so he could just see a mass drop. Like, he could
And
just want to end it sooner than that.
there are quite a few cannons kind of interspersed around Jonoman's base. So he's got two in his main mineral line, one behind his natural, and the cannons at his natural are kind of close to the nexus as well. So if he wants to make a drop work, it's got to be sort of way off in the back end of the base, and with enough to overpower those two cannons with minimal casualties.
Well, the other problem is the number of storms is just stacking up as well. Like, there's so many Templar there, and like the first couple already have 2 storms apiece. So, whatever else he's got. Oh wait, never mind. He's moving those out on their own protected, so those won't be anywhere nearby at all if he wants to save himself from drops.
Yeah, it'll have to be a backstab drop where he waits until the Protoss gets out and then drops them all down, and it's
Yeah.
either a base race or he makes the Protoss come back.
This can be really annoying too. I mean, you look at Jonoman's army; it's basically just Templar, and trying to get Templar back to defend a drop they're so slow.
He is switching up
I
to
don't really-
Dragoons now, and he's researching range for the Dragoons, so he's going to try
It's
to...
kind of risky the way he's got 5 Templars standing here with 4 Zealots. But I mean, if
Did you
there
just
was
call
like
them Templars?
no, well, I mean,
Oh, okay.
maybe. Looks like he actually blocked the Nexus as well with his pylon. Whoops.
That's some fine work.
So the
Interestingly enough,
place.
Cambium actually did that against Drone in their round of 4 match, but with his natural Nexus.
It was the same map,
On
too.
this map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Doom
here
drop.
comes the drop. Oh, this could be really painful.
Oh. Go back, go back.
Oh, he's going directly into the cannons. I guess he wants to just lose a couple of overlords with that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, seems like everything's getting out.
Wow.
Oh god, as soon as the lurkers burrow,
Oh.
everything evaporates. That is grotesque.
Yeah, you might want to spread those out a little bit, though.
Yeah, they're very vulnerable to storms right now. It's like Jonoman
Storms
coming back
are a problem,
fairly
yeah.
quickly. Hasn't really lost many probes at all.
Oh, get
And
the
he has
Observer!
all his army as well.
Oh, then he gets the Observer.
Oh, yes! Wow, fair play. And all of a sudden the tone of this, you get, oh, there's the first storm, those lurkers. But they're spread out reasonably well.
So, 2 of these lurkers are 1 hit from death.
And then
This
he
has gotta be
stormed
so
the third
frustrating.
one by accident.
Oh my
Yeah, now
God.
3 of them are.
Oh, it double storms the dead like a lightning everywhere.
God.
Well, I mean, apart from the waves
Drop.
and storms. Oh, there's more drops in the natural. But there's like lots of cannons here. This is.
And not only that, but like, what's he got back? Just a few Hydras? Oh, he loads up a few of them. Did he? Or did they just die instantly?
Well,
Oh,
I don't
no,
know,
he
there's a
loads-
whole conga line of Hydralisks coming up as well.
Oh, 3 high Templars for them as well. Oh no, he gets the stop off.
Oh, ugly.
Oh wow, great
Ugly.
storms. Jesus.
Okay, so. I mean, it looked okay for Cambium for a little bit, but Jonoman dealt with that drop pretty well. He just calmly pulled his probes back, waited for his stuff to get back, took out the lurkers without any problems, and now Cambium's pretty bugged. He's got, like a bunch of Hydras, and Jonoman has like
So yeah, he's
infinite
gonna drop.
storms.
He's gonna drop the 6 or so Hydras he's got in those overlords, I guess, or is it just to throw him off, like to pull him out of position?
Yeah.
Yeah, just doing a little bit more harass. I think he wants to get Jonoman to pull his army back and then come in from the front, but these locust won't finish morphing, so I don't really understand why he did it right then. That was a bit weird.
Well, that ramp is just the ramp
So-
of doom for those Hydras.
Yeah, my god.
2 storms and an
I
Archon just
can't
destroyed
imagine
that
this is so
entire army. And now he's dropping lurkers at the end. He's,
Oh, he loads up the lurkers.
yeah. But, the whole time that he had that mineral only, which would help for the Hydralisks, he hasn't saturated it at all, so it's not looking great.
right? And
Yeah, this is looking more and more decided, I suppose.
yeah, Jonoman's stacking up cannons in his main so that he'll be able to move it out without these drops doing any damage. And
Yeah. If he just left
these-
one High Templar there too, he'd be fine.
yeah,
He does have energy for
Oh.
the High Templars, so 3 storms per.
almost lost that Overlord. It's good to see people upgrading their amulets. It's a shame when the Templars don't get to dress fine. So,
It really is, especially so close to Halloween.
what does Halloween have to do with Templars putting on amulets?
I assume they put on amulets to dress up as something else. Lady Templars, perhaps.
So the Protoss Halloween party and the Templar just cross-dress.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
of course.
Ire actually does have quite the, you know, LBGT community. So.
We
Unfortunately,
don't like to make judgments.
yeah. And unfortunately for
So-
Cambium,
Wow,
those amulets are paying
Man.
off because that's the game, as they melt the entire
Between-
Zerg army.
Between the amount of lightning and the amulets, there's a fantastic kind of High Templar hair metal video in the making somewhere.
So that evens the series up. It's 2-2 now between Jonoman and Cambium.